strength of the magnetic field. And let us talk about I've given you this question on the worksheet, that the figure below shows four magnets with their magnetic fields. What can you conclude about the strength of each magnet by looking at the magnetic field lines of each? So you've got four magnets over there, and you've got different magnetic field lines, but you're not so sure that which magnet is the strongest. Now let us just learn this with a simple concept. Now, when we were doing the experiment before with the iron fillings, so you've observed over there that the poles of the magnet are attracting more and more number of iron fillings, which means that the poles of the magnet have got bigger strength as compared to the middle of the magnet. So the north and south pole would be the stronger. The magnetic field lines will be coming out of these poles, so the magnetic field will be strong at the poles. However, the middle of the magnet would be experiencing the weak magnetic field. Now let us learn about the strength of magnetic field. So one characteristic of a field is that the strength of the field falls off inversely with the cube of the distance from the center of the magnet. Now what does that mean? That means is that the at the center of the magnet, it would be having less magnetic strength, or the distance, I mean the distance between the pole and the center of the magnet, the more bigger the distance is, the weaker the magnet would be. So it means that if you're going to increase the distance of the pole in the center of the magnet is going to become, less strong, or the strength would be of the magnetic field would decrease. And as the magnet would get long, and have the bigger central distance, the distance between the pole and the center of the magnet, if it increases, then the strength would decrease. Now let's have a look at magnet number A. It's a long, skinny magnet. You can say that at close range, many different fields are possible. And for example, for a long, skinny magnet with its north pole at one end and a south pole at the other, the magnetic field near the end falls off inversely with the square of the distance from that of the pole, which clearly means that if you're going to increase the distance between the pole and the center of the magnet is bigger, which means that the only strength of the magnetic field will be at the pole, and the rest of the magnet, there will be no magnetic strength. No object will be attracted to the center or any other part of the magnet despite the pole. So the poles are only the shorter places of attracting or repelling any magnet or a magnetic object. So we can say that the magnet A is the weakest. Let's have a look at magnet B. In comparison to magnet A, magnet B has got fairly bigger poles, and the distance to the center is also less, which means that now you can attract or attach more magnetic materials to the north and the south pole. The poles are bigger. There are more and more number of magnetic field lines coming out of the poles. Hence, you can say that yes, magnet B is strong as compared to magnet A because it has got fairly bigger poles, and also it has got less distance from the poles to the center, and in comparison to it, the distance is shorter. If you're going to compare the magnet B with the magnet C, you can see that magnet C is even better than magnet A and B because it has got more big poles, and the distance to the center is becoming short. So the shorter the distance, the more strength of the magnetic field is evident. And obviously the poles are bigger, and obviously it means that there are more and more number of magnetic field lines coming out of the magnet. So this clearly indicates that magnet C is stronger as compared to magnet A and magnet B. Now let's have a look at magnet number D. Magnet D has got the flat poles and the smallest distance from the center. So magnetic force will be exerted from all the directions. You can attach more and more number of magnetic materials, and we earlier assumed that it would attract the object, and it is true that D is the strongest magnet among all of them. I'm going to recap that A is going to be the weakest because it has got only small poles, and the distance between the poles and the center of the magnet is bigger, which is decreasing the strength of the magnet. Then magnet number B is strong than is in comparison to magnet A because it has got less distance from the poles to the center of the magnet, and the poles are also flatter. Magnet C is stronger and then the magnet A and B, and magnet D is the strongest of all of them. I hope it makes sense to you, and if you have any further questions, just get back to me. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you very much.